Hello again in this installment of Spiritual Wisdom. I'm grateful to all of you who follow me here and to all of you who are part of the Wise Tribe, part of this amazing community. And to have this amazing community here on YouTube, I'm so grateful to all of you who follow me here and to be inspiring all of you and sharing my knowledge and wisdom with you. And this is one of my comfortable videos, and as always I've got a beautiful and wise message for all of you who follow me here. If you're new here, my name is Nicholas, and on my channel I talk about witchcraft, Wicca, paganism, self-love. I also do readings on the channel and all magical, and talk about all sort of magical and occult subjects. So if you're interested in those types of things, you know what to do. Please subscribe, click the bell icon so you'll be notified each time I post a new video. Now today I'm going to be talking about embracing all the parts of us. This ties into self-love, because a big part of self-love is getting to know who we are, getting to know ourselves as an individual, getting to know what type of person we are, and then once we know we have a sense of who we are, it's about accepting who we are. And self-love is a long life journey. It's something you work on each and every day of your life, and it helps you grow and become the best version of yourself. And the journey to personal growth and development has no fixed point. It's something you keep working on day by day, and self-love helps us do that. We work on it day by day and it helps us grow. Now there are many things that make us who we are, and a great exercise to do when you start with the journey of self-love. Now self-love is not just about journaling or getting nice face masks or treating yourself to a spa day. Self-love is lots of things, but journaling is a useful thing you can do that can help you love yourself and discover who you are. But the things that make us who we are, we all have strengths. So all of us, we've all got strengths and weaknesses, flaws and weaknesses. We've all got flaws and weaknesses, we've all got strengths. So we've all got things we're good at. Some people are very optimistic, some people are very kind, compassionate, some people are very creative. We've all got, and we all have the ability to create, but we're creative in different ways. So we're all part of self-love, and you can do this in your journal, is writing down what my strengths are, and then write down your strengths, because we've all got things we're good at. And even, sometimes if we're new to the journey, sometimes asking close family members and friends who you trust, you've got a good relationship with, they can also help you find your strengths, because we've all got strengths, all got things we're good at, and our strengths make us, they're part of us, they make us who we are. Also, we have our flaws and weaknesses. Everyone has flaws and weaknesses. None of us are perfect, and perfection doesn't even exist, but beauty does exist. But our flaws are part of us, and we need to learn what they are. And it's coming to terms that we've got flaws and weaknesses and learn to love ourselves, flaws and all. Because there's people in our life, we know they've got flaws and weaknesses, but we still love them. And self-love teaches us to be that way with ourselves. So we want to embrace the lighter parts of ourselves, our strengths. We want to sort of acknowledge any flaws and weaknesses we've got and learn to accept them. Self-love is also about knowing what you like, what types of things interest you, what types of things excite you, what types of things motivate you, and what types of interests do you have as a person. Some people love football, love sport. Some people like myself love history, mythology, but we're all different, and the things we like make us who we are. And you're drawn to the things you like, and they say something about your personality, the things we like. So, in your self-love journal, you can write down that, and it's a great exercise to do. Write down what types of things do you like, what types of things interest you. And on the other hand, the things that bore us to death, or things we don't find interesting, are also part of us and make us who we are. So we want to go, right, what do I find boring? What bores me to tears? What doesn't excite me? What doesn't interest me? and you know, we've all got things that maybe that bore us, but don't interest us. Write them down, because those things are also part of you. Also, it's a good idea to write down what are you comfortable with. As an individual, what are you comfortable with? What types of things or situations are you comfortable with? And then what types of things are you uncomfortable with? What types of things are you uncomfortable with? And this helps us create boundaries, because it's so important to understand, right, when I'm with people, how do I want people to treat me, and how do I not want people to treat me? That's where boundaries come in, because we need to know what we're comfortable with, what we're uncomfortable with. And again, that's what self-love's all about, is discovering who we are. It's also understanding what we as an individual, what do we believe? Okay? So part of self-love is also discovering what you believe. And what we believe or choose to believe is part of us. And belief, when you believe in something, you feel it in your heart and soul that something is true. You don't need proof, you just know in your heart and soul. But what we believe in, is also a part of us. For example, if you're like me, you're a practicing witch. Witchcraft is the right sort of spiritual practice and spiritual thing for you. Now, witchcraft as a whole is a magical practice, but it's also a personal journey being a witch. It's not an organised religion, witchcraft. It is a personal practice, and it's different for everyone who practices it, because no two witches are the same. You can include religion into it, but then it's not solely it's a magical practice, but it's also a personal journey, and being a witch is a personal journey. And also what you choose to believe and walking a spiritual path is also personal. Some people, we've all got a different jam. Some people like an organised religion, that's their jam. Some people, if you're anything like me, you're very chaotic, and organised religion is not necessarily for you. Your soul's more wild and free, and if you're wild and feel like me, comment down below if you would like to. But there's no shame or judgment here, because what we believe is also part of us. Now, another part of us, what we want to embrace and we want to celebrate, we can deny it, we can pretend it doesn't exist. And a lot of people may feel the need to hide it or pretend it doesn't exist, or deny themselves what they truly want and desire is your sexuality. Now, your sexuality is something you have no choice over, because it takes time to discover it takes time to discover your sexual orientation. It took me time, but also I'm in a place of lucky. I'm quite lucky, because my family, that they accepted my sexuality. But it's not a choice, because who would choose something? That's when people say your sexuality is a choice, you can choose to be this way or that way. That really irritates me. It really gets me angry, because it's not a choice. Because yes, a lot of people in the Western world right now, if you're a gay person in the Western world, in the UK, and for talking sake, in the UK especially, there's a lot of laws protecting the LGBT community. And, if you're a gay man, woman, you can get sort of married. And there's certain rights, but members of us, the members of the LGBT community have. But in parts of the world, you could be put in prison, you could be stoned to death, you could be burnt to death for your sexual orientation. And that's something you have no control over, no choice in. And there's lots of different sexualities. Gay and straight are not the only option, there's lots. But your sexuality is also part of you, and it's something you want to embrace, celebrate and accept, because it is part of you. And there's so many things that make up our identity. We are all spiritual beings having a human experience. But there are many things that make us who we are, make up our personality. And we want to embrace the things that make us who we are, and that's our strengths, our flaws and weaknesses, our beliefs, our likes, our dislikes, our interests, our hobbies, our sexual orientation, even how we, when it comes to the subject of pronouns, even how we identify with our pronouns also expresses who we are. And part of self-love is really getting to know yourself and embracing all parts of you and celebrating all parts of you. And self-love will teach you this, but it's like being your true self and your authentic self, and don't squish yourself to fit into other people's bubbles or anyone else's box, or to fit into other people's worlds, essentially, other people's world's view. Because the sad fact is, not everyone's gonna like the real you. And even if you're acting fake and trying to be something you're not, still not everyone's gonna like you. To me, we're not here to be liked. We're here to fulfill our calling. There will be people that like us and care about us, of course, but we're not here to be liked. We're here to learn lessons. We are here for our calling, whatever that means, and it takes time to find out for our calling. Be that we're here to teach, we're here to heal people, we're here to help, whatever that may be. But we're here to serve that calling. And we find that out by listening to our intuition and listening to our inner voice. And we find that out, and our spirit guides can also help us find our calling as well. But ultimately, we want to embrace, and ultimately, we want the real us. We want to be loved for the real person and the real person we are. We want to love ourselves first, and we only want people in our life who genuinely care about us, love us, and love us for who we are, not what we're pretending to be. And I get that we all have scars, and a lot of people hate themselves because a lot of us may carry thoughts that are not our own, or we've got trauma, societal issues that we need to heal from. And part of self-love is also acknowledging your scars and healing from them. That is part of self-love as well. But ultimately, we want to discover who we are, be our true self. And it's like, if you don't like the real me, you know where the door is. That's the way we need to be. Because you should love who you are and the real version of you. And people should love you. And it's far better to live your life and be the real you and live your truth than it is to squash yourself and be a version of yourself that you hate. A lot of people, unfortunately, don't love themselves. They don't value themselves. You may be there right now, and that's okay. You may be there right now. You may hate yourself. You may not value yourself. You may not think you're special, but that's okay that you feel that way. That's just something you have to do some shadow work on, some healing on. But ultimately, we're all worthy of love, respect, and we should all be our true self. And my message in this video is, there are many things that make us who we are, and we want to embrace everything what makes us who we are. Ultimately that's what we want to do. And that is my message in today's video. I hope it brings you comfort, gives you food for thought. And again, a big part of self-love is just getting to know yourself and accepting who you are and celebrating who you are. And don't be something you're not, and be your true self, and bang to your own drum and be your authentic self. Until next time, stay safe, stay magical and witchy. Blessed be.